Hello, random viewer and gamers alike. My name's MisterNumbnuts, and welcome to my another rant video. Let's go. Look at me. You tuned into a video to hear me complain. Isn't that great? Alright, so, don't leave yet. I promise you these are some concerns. If you are concerned with the gaming industry, these are some things you probably would want to know. Ubisoft. Okay. You guys remember the Division, right? Alright, so I don't know how it is on the console side, but on the PC side, it's pretty, I heard it's pretty broken. Alright, I don't have the game myself, but hearing complaints, browsing on r/Division, on Reddit, it's a hot mess, you know what I'm saying? And there's this new, not really leak, but there's this information that got out, and it says Ubisoft is closing threads and deleting posts in the Division forums, and if you mention the state of the game, on PC, and its declining player base, they delete it. They want absolutely no deniability. And I thought for a second that they built this around PCs. Well, not exactly PCs. Let me rephrase that. They said they had people on their team who were dedicated PC players, and they wanted this game to be a great experience for PC players. And at first I thought I was hearing great things about the Division, console and on PC, but now even I have friends now who are like, oh yeah, I'm like level 29, level 30, and I don't really play it anymore. I'm just waiting for that DLC, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, so that's it, right? Your game, you just bought a $60 filler. No offense to the friends who who bought that game, and if you're watching this, do you. It's your purchase, right? I'm not saying like you made a bad decision. That's just what in my opinion. Okay, I guess I'm contradicting myself. Whoops. Nope. I'm not taking my L. Backtrack a little bit. We're only doing one take. Whatever. Because this is a rant. Anyway, so on the PC side, there's hackers rampant. They patch it. There's still hackers rampant. Things aren't just going well. It's a complete mess. And people who go on forums, these people they're people who want the game to prosper. They want to help the community. They want to help the developers. And what do? They shut down the forums. They're like, no, we do not want to hear the declining player base. That's not true. We have a healthy player base. No, we don't want to hear about posts about hackers in the game. We assure you there's no hackers, or we assure you we're taking care of it. And like, why mass drop, what the heck? Why Massive are you denying this issue? Why? You're not helping yourself by closing these threads. These help the people who want to help are going away. So what are you going to be left with? Really? Is that what you really want? Think about it for a minute, It just doesn't make sense in my head. So, there you go. There was topic number 1. Division. Why? And I referenced mass drop. Oh my god, I did it again. I mentioned Massive, who are the developers, and I take that back. It's not Massive, because the developers have heart when they do these things, right? They pour their blood, sweat, and tears into this. I mentioned it was Ubisoft who was doing this. Ubisoft. Why do you have to do this? Why do you have to be so shady? Address your problems head on. Say, yes, we made mistakes, and we're going to address it. We're going to correct our mistakes. I don't know why you have to go down this route. It's absolutely abhorrent. It's atrocious. Alright, so, next topic. Topic number 2. Ooh, what is MisterNumbnuts gonna rant about this time? Well, I'll tell you. So, there's this release on Quantum Break, right? And I heard Quantum Break's a good game, give or take. Some people don't like the little cinematics, some people do, some people think it's a good risk, some people thought it was a bad risk, some people thought there was a disconnect, some people thought, I could roll with this, right? Well, I'm not gonna talk about that. I don't know why this has been an issue in games lately. I guess because PC is just so flexible in terms of hardware that it says that Quantum Break does not support multi-GPU. Okay, yes, this is a bummer for the high-end guys. And, you know, granted, I don't have multi-GPU. I hope one day to have multi-GPU, or at least one really high-end GPU. The majority of us don't really rock multi-GPU, but let's not disregard the people who do have more than one graphics card. They should be able to reap the benefits of what they purchased, right? But that's not the issue that I'm going to address. The real issue here in the article of what was reporting the incident is that Remedy will add a quit button in a future update. This is PC. Let me repeat that. Remedy will add a quit button in a future update. A quit button. Why in the hell there's no quit button in the first place? I specifically remember on my console that there's quit buttons. If for some horrid reason that they got rid of quit buttons in the next generation consoles, well, sorry, but quit buttons are a standard in games, okay? We need to properly leave our games. And you're telling me that your game doesn't have a quit button? And I'm probably going to make a follow-up video on this, on such the low standards that the gaming industry, or at least Microsoft, has for us. Really, if you want to be successful, okay, we need competition, alright? If you want to be successful, you need to live up to the standards of this industry, okay? You don't see people uploading okay, yes you do, but I'm going to use myself an example. Alright, you don't see me uploading 360p, 480p, 240p videos. Why? Because that's not a standard. At the very minimum, 720p. That is the acceptable standard. 1080p to me is a standard. I like to watch my videos in 1080p. 720p at the very minimum. Right? So, tell me, Remedy, Microsoft, why doesn't your game have a quit function? Why do I really have to close the application, to close the game in order to quit? It's so stupid. It's foolish. It's stupid. I can't even grasp my head right now as to why you would cut out a quit button. Really? Are their standards getting that low that we cut out one of the most basic functions of a game is the quit button, and you want to leave that out? You want to add that into a future update because you didn't do it the first time? Why don't you step your game up, dude? Seriously. That sounds so cliche. Step your game up. Please. Alright. Third topic to rant on. So, if you haven't seen my Oculus video on blocking unknown sources, I'm going to link that in the description below. I'm going to leave a card for that too, so go ahead and click in the upper right corner if you feel like it. So, there is a hack. It didn't take that long, guys. It didn't take that long. There's a hack on the Oculus Rift that... No, excuse me, not the Oculus Rift. There's a hack on the HTC Vive that lets you play Oculus exclusive content. So, if I have an HTC Vive, I can play content that is exclusive to Oculus Rift. And if you watch my video, I'm gonna leave it here because, you know, shameless plug. I'm basically going to tell you right now, exclusivity on peripherals is just asinine. It's stupid. It's unacceptable. It sounds wrong. And I get that they need to make money, but please, this is not a console platform. It is a peripheral. Alright, now that I got that out of the way, here's a problem. I'm gonna open up the thing right now. So, excuse me if I don't have the document ready. I thought I wrote it down in my notes in front of me, but I have it somewhere else. Alright, here we go. So this hack, right, that lets you play Oculus exclusive content on the HTC Vive. Alright, there's one problem. Other than the exclusivity part, there's one problem. And it has to do with the author. The author says, and I quote, a big sticking point, oh my god, a big sticking point for a lot of early adopters is the distaste of platform exclusive content, even though it's an absolute necessity for the platform to survive and foster competition. The Oculus Store is designed as a bit of a closed-off and hyper-curated warehouse of premium Rift content that users can pay for. Naturally, the Oculus Store won't even register your HTC Vive if it's plugged in. They were very deliberate about how to design this experience. So, minus the part about, mentioning hyper-curated warehouse and, deliberate and design experience and all that. This guy, he makes a good point, right? A valid point. But one that I disagree with. And I hope we're on the same page because I can't really talk to him. Here's the problem. He says that even though it's an absolute necessity for the platform to survive, absolute necessity, yes, or no, it is not an absolute necessity. But when you think about in terms of the platform to survive, then yes, at first, now that I'm reading it, and this is turning into actually me qualifying this statement, at first I thought this is BS, dude. It's not a necessity. Peripherals need to be neutral. It's not a necessity for exclusivity content. But it says here for a platform to survive and foster competition. And now that I'm reading it, he's kind of correct. He's kind of correct. Because what happens if the platform is not exclusive? Right? And I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I still have my own beliefs to this. If it wasn't exclusive anymore, what would happen? Let's say the HTC Vive was the better choice, the better hardware choice, right? It was just absolutely better than the Oculus. The Oculus would die off. All for nothing. All that hard work, that research, nothing. Not entirely, but for the actual product itself, nothing. Because it lacked that exclusivity. Now, I already addressed my feelings on this exclusivity stuff. And what I suggest is that Oculus, like just what I said to Ubisoft earlier, step up your game. Okay? Make the better platform. We know you're doing it. We know you can do it. As for the author of this, I feel like you're only half right. I mean, I hope we're on the same page as for the in order for it to survive. But being an absolute necessity, I think that's too far. It's not an absolute necessity. Make the better platform is what I want to say. But if this is going to go down Xbox and Sony route, then yeah, this author is actually right. And props to him because I was gonna just rant on this author. Alright. So you listen to me rant, sort of, and I want to end the video on a good note. So, on a good note, Stardew Valley. Yes, you've seen it all over. Oh, everyone's played this game, including myself, and I need to upload another video about it. Stardew Valley reaches over 1 million copies sold. Over 1 million, guys. I don't know how this compares to Undertale because Undertale was also developed by one person. Yes, Stardew Valley and Undertale, the two series that going on right now, is developed by one person. And for some reason, there is a huge market for a farming sim, for a Harvest Moon sequel, or what was the word that people are using? A Harvest Moon spiritual successor. And it's funny how much success and hard work these indie games get compared to the low industry standards of AAA companies. So, congrats Eric Barone for an amazing achievement. If you want to read more about it, I'll leave a link in the description below. My name is MisterNumbnuts. Thank you for watching this video if you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.